Spoilers. No. Spoilers. What's up, guys? I love Hunter here, and here we want to do a breakdown / spoiler discussion and review, a speedy one, for chapter 262 of Jujutsu Kaisen, which is known as the Decisive Battle in the Uninhabited Demon-Infested Shinjuku, part, 34, 35, 36, 37, I don't know, let me see, what is it? What is it? I literally have the previous chapter open on Viz, so let me take a quick glance. I want to say, I'm betting on 34. It's 34, ain't it? Yes! It's 34. Yeah, look at your boy. But let's not waste any more time. At the top, right into it. Editing me. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do happen to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. And another fun fact. Gay. What was this? Okay. That's the wrong way to put it. That is the worst way to put it. But yeah, kind of, what was this? I'm not sure. Like, this chapter feels, something tells me Gege got sick in the middle of developing this chapter. Something in my heart of heart tells me that, because I feel like the chapter was not supposed to go this way, especially considering how much hype this chapter got from Shonen Jump. Obviously, I won't spend too much time on this. I'll definitely talk about this more in the main review because I like Gege's art. But like, this didn't just get one color page. It got like 3. You have Yuji being in the cover of Shonen Jump. You have this gorgeous, I say it's gorgeous. It's a little weird. Once again, I feel like Gege kind of, I know their art style has definitely shifted, but I feel like they've kind of forgotten how to draw both Gojo and Sukuna. I don't know. They both look a little bit weird here. But Gota or Yujo, or we can call him just Yuta, especially considering after this chapter, I think we do just have to call him Yuta because he clearly ain't Gojo. But with that being the case, we get this beautiful double spread illustration of Gota and Sukuna, which is really, really nice. I do like the detailing and all that behind there, which is really good, really good. I appreciate that. And we also even get the reveal of the popularity poll. Obviously, Gojo's number 1. Wow, shock horror. I think Megami was number 1 last time. Megami's dropped to number 3? I am shocked. I'm not sure, once again, when the popularity poll started taking in votes, but considering we are numerous volumes into the Shinjuku Showdown, and Megami vanished around the 215, 213 era, like that's like a year, that's over a year ago. That's well over a year ago at this point, because a year ago from now, we started the Shinjuku Showdown. So then, I think Megami may have gotten taken over like late December, early January. So I'm shocked that he's still number 3. But I guess Japan just really likes Megami. But we also do get the reveal of the number 27 volume cover. It's Takaba. Nice little callback. I was kind of hoping it'd be Kenny, just because that's also their arc. But, you know, Takaba's a funny character. Kenny's already gotten a cover. And while Gege's shown propensity to give characters multiple covers if they're very, very important, clearly Kenny just wasn't that important. Or, if I'm huffing straight copium, because apparently it's confirmed that Gege is getting another arc of the Shinjuku Showdown that may or may not be an epilogue arc. We'll see. Maybe Kenny's coming back. I mean, that's why we ain't get a cover. I'm huffing straight copium. But, of course, let's actually hop into the chapter itself. Okay, don't get me wrong. This is, once again, a fire different angle of the panel. Seeing both of them go a limited void back to back right next to each other, and specifically use the hand sign in similar yet different ways, is really, really neat. I like how Yuta's hand sign is much more rigid, much more practiced. Meanwhile, you can see Sukuna's hand sign, he's so new to it, and obviously just because he has a bulkier body, his fingers are chunkier, they go out more, you can see much more deformity in the hand sign, which I really, really like. Once again, it goes to show the difference. One is the hand sign born of countless hours of practice and manipulation and understanding, and as we'll find out, soul practice. And the other is, oh shoot, I kind of can't do the old hand sign. Let me see if I can pull this bad boy out. So, like, I like the difference shown there to me through the drawing. It is established here, though, that, yeah, Sukuna didn't actually make Belleville Shrine that big, so these two can just leave. This was one of the biggest debates. I was tempted to make a video on it, but I kind of just, like, I sealed it off because I didn't think it was going to be, even I couldn't fill a full video with that. But with that being the case, Yuji and Toto get locked off, which I think is fine. Once again, remember Gojo's initial problem, he simply cannot, and I mean cannot, fight with other people. And while this is Gota, not Gojo, as we'll soon find out, it's still, in a way, Gojo, and ultimately he'd be the most effective fighting alone. And plus, there'd be way too many complications. That was the one reason I was thinking about making a video on it. The idea that there'd be so many weird issues with them hypothetically being in the domain, like, what? Sure, Yuta may target them individually, or target Sukuna individually, so the sure hit of Yuta's domain, Unlimited Void, wouldn't target them. But what about Sukuna's sure hit? Would it just be canceled out by the remaining Unlimited Void strikes? Or would Yuta have to risk targeting them to cancel out? Like, it would be way too complicated, so I get why Yuta just locks them out. What I don't get, though, I mean, maybe just because Sukuna is so focused on cracking the domain, so he kept the range smaller to concentrate the potency, but I don't get why Sukuna didn't just make it bigger. Like, he could have wiped them right here and there. Like, narratively, I get why he doesn't do it, because we can't lose Yuji. But like, out of narrative, I'm shocked he kept it so narrow ranged, especially considering how he goes on to deal with Goda. But maybe he expected more, because we see that these two immediately leap into their domain clash. Once again, I hate this. I really prefer this design, especially the way it's drawn here. I know it's very, very, very incomplete. There's not much inking going into it, but I think I infinitely prefer this new domain expansion design for Sukuna over the original Malevolent Shrine. Don't get me wrong, the original Malevolent Shrine is undeniably iconic. It's one of the most notable Jujutsu structures in the entire series. It's sort of the... Is it like legit the original domain expansion? Not necessarily. I think maybe... No, I think it may be. Because we see his shrine, I think, even before Jogo's domain. So... But I may be getting that timeline mixed up. I'm pretty sure. But with that being the case, yeah, I really, really like this one. I love how deformed and malicious and malignant it seems. How malevolent it is. Goda's drawn really funny here, though. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Just, like... you can tell Gege was not feeling well or was sick because, like, dog, why? Everything else in this panel... I know the Malevolent Shrine portion is also complete, but everything else in this panel looks so gorgeous. Then you just have... white little feet for Goda. However, Goda's locking in, and both of these characters are essentially saying, at least once again from the rough translations, that what Gojo or what Goda did was just take what Gojo discovered. You know, a thicker domain will end up holding it down more than a wider domain, so he just stole that tech, showing that he can steal tech, and it's also confirmed that Goda or Yuta did the switch training with Gojo, so he does actually have some experience with the Limitless and Gojo's body itself, which is good. I do think that's very, very good. It makes sense. I'm not sure who else Yuta would swap with, because why would you waste Yuta on anybody else other than Yuji? So it does make sense that the two that Yuta swapped with are Gojo and Yuji. Real big important character swapping. However, we see and both have a similar objective. Ultimately, Sukuna is planning to just hold out and shatter Malevolent Shrine. Not shatter Malevolent Shrine. Shatter Unlimited Void. He just is about to continue. For those 3 minutes and 11 seconds, or however many seconds it is, he knows that that's all it takes. I just need to hold out for that long, bada bing, bada boom, and then that domain shattered, then I'll spread you open like butter. Because it is confirmed, well, it's soft confirmed. Once again, the chapter is very short. It's self-confirmed that Sukuna is not willing to do anything fancy. Like, he's not going to make another binding vow to sacrifice his technique, or toes, or arm, or anything to bring out World Slash. He very specifically goes back to hand-to-hand combat. And I do think that's because Sukuna just wants to fight Gojo again. Like, come on now. But also, at the same time, I do think that's because, well, he doesn't really have much faith in Yuta, despite respecting him for doing what he did. And we see that lack of respect or care may be well warranted, because Yuta goes for something here. I'm not exactly sure what that's meant to be. Like, he does look so funny, though. But once again, we have chalked this up to Gege not feeling well and thusly rushing through the chapter, presumably, despite having a week break. But once again, I don't know the manga industry, and I still can't blame mangaka, especially considering Gege clearly produced all the other images earlier, and color images are a lot harder than regular images. Trust me, I know. So I'm going to leave it to that, but I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. Maybe this is supposed to be a blue or a red, but I've never seen it like that. It should pop up as an orb, but he kind of just goes for what looks like a basic Cursed Energy Blast, kind of similar to what Ryu was doing before. But Sukuna's like, really? And immediately lunges in, pulls back with his fist, grabs Yuta. Notably, though, he isn't... I'm going to chalk this up once again to Gege, just one, expecting us to know, and two, just not want to draw it. No domain ep is shown here. A detail I do like, though, I like that Sukuna uses his stub arms that have regrown long enough that we've seen their slow progression. They've started growing out again, but they're just long enough that he can, like, circle jerk. What's the, like, circle grab Goda's arm and lock him in there. I do like how he's still using what should be disabled or useless limbs to overall still impact the battle in a big way, limiting Goda's attack pattern. And notably, he does it really, really well too. Like, he forces Goda to turn all the way to him, because Goda's right hand is in the back here, but Sukuna runs in, uses his stub arms, and pulls Goda's arm forward. And then we see that Yuta's genuinely surprised as he gets punched directly in the face by Sukuna. And he's like, wait, he's bypassing infinity? Am I tweaking? And that's weird. That's weird. That's weird. We're going to talk about that in a second. But obviously, that's kind of the end of the chapter, because we immediately cut back to Rika, who is fully manifested, mind you, but is also currently cradling the body of Yuta Kotsu. Now, this is interesting. I want to go check. I may check. I'll check for the Thicky review, for the Thicky spoiler discussion. I know people are going to be like, Pencil Man, this chapter's 7 pages. How much Thicky stuff can you talk about? You would be shocked what I will talk about. It won't be that long, though. It'll probably be like 30 minutes. But still, with that being the case, yeah, Yuta's body is kind of just there. It's still present, though. And notably, the ring's not on Goda's finger. It's on Yuta's finger still. So I do think this is straight hopium for all the Yuta fans out there. I don't think, even if the 5 minutes are up and he fails and Rika de-manifests, I think he'll just come back. Especially considering, like a lot of people were correcting me on, I guess, technically the body didn't necessarily need to have the brain physically transferred over. It's just the curse technique, which is strange, I will admit. But hey, that seems to be further clarification, because it looks like maybe you could say this is Yuta's head chopped off, but it's at such a weird angle. It's slanted, and I don't think Shoko would be that sloppy. I think she would, if she had to remove the brain, I think she would have just done a straight suture line right across. And I think maybe this is the same cut and damage that he had from the Sukuna fight, but the rest of his body's healed from the Sukuna fight. So I want to assume this is the dome piece cut off where they removed his brain, and maybe they just put the cap back on and gave it to Rika so Rika wouldn't tweak out. But Rika is here. Not tweaking out, though, which is kind of weird. I'm wondering why she isn't helping. Like, we know she can interfere in domain battles. Like, she can be there. So I know she's, like, holding the original's body. Like, she knows, like, especially considering this Rika isn't actually Rika Orimoto. It's, like, a husk left behind by Rika Orimoto for the usage of Yuta Kotsu. Like, she would be very useful if she showed up in the domain. So I'm kind of weirded out that she isn't there. I don't know. Once again, I'll go more in depth to like the possibilities and what this could mean, and the hopium and the copium for all the Yuta fans out there, myself included. But overall, I'll still call it a W chapter. Once again, I think this mainly comes down to the fact that 1, I didn't expect Goda to win in the first place. 2, I did think the lack of Goda's experience with his body and just the difference between him and Satoru Gojo as fighters and as people would end up catching up to him. And ultimately, I think Goda's still just uncomfortable. There are a lot of things I want to go more in depth. This is supposed to be the short spoiler discussion, so it's still a fine chapter. It's quick, it's short, it's sweet to the point. We're on a 2-week break, not a 1-week break, so we won't be back for this in a while. Gege's sick. I hope they recover well. Please, Gege, take all the time you need. If you need to extend it even more, I'm more than fine with that, buddy. I'd rather you not hurt yourself, and I'd rather you take your time. But with it being the case, I'd like to thank you so much for watching. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, please leave spirit tier. Or like spirit tier. Like spirit, as in like, I don't know, spirit, and tear, as in like the water droplets falling down Rika's face. Leave spirit tier in the comment section down below. I'd like to thank you so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe, and make sure that little notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do happen to have a Patreon down below where you can support me for as low as $1 you get exclusive videos, early content, and more. You'll also now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Some perks include the live reaction of this very chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen, and free variations of all my videos, and if you become a $25 Patreon and $25 member, you can order whatever video you want. Also, I do have a link to my Ko-Fi in the description down below, where you can drop 5 beats for a short video, 25 beats for a long video, or any support at all is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with a Pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our $3 members, Recliner Plays, Greyhound, At Void, Astro, Eternal Flame, King Sukuna, NMA, Real Rare, Paris Arnold, G Prosper, and Red Wolf 4765. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $5 patrons, Steron, Sean, Sammy, Midnight Lord 21, Kevin, Encarnacion, Josh Brown, and A plus A. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $7 patrons, Autumn Mornings Lazo and Fine. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $10 members, Robbie Uchiha and Jay Warrior. And I'd like to give another thank you to our $10 patrons, Panda Goat, Metal Solid Crisis, Joaquin Munoz, along with Idemokami. And I'd like to give a final gargantuan thank you to our $25 patron, Calvin Elder.